Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics, Plaza Lincoln and Plaza Cadillac. I'm Kyle Coppola. We are on with UF Health today, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the Bourbon, BBQ, and Bustin Clays event that's coming up as well here in the next couple of weeks. Wanted to start off, can you guys introduce yourself, who you are? Austin, of course, you're with UF Health Leesburg.
I am. So I'm Austin Simmons. I'm the nurse manager for the Leesburg ER.
Absolutely. And Lili, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. My name is Lili Rodas, and I am the Special Events Coordinator for the UF Health Leesburg Foundation and also at Spanish Plains.
Well, we appreciate what you do for the community as well. I mean, this event is always a benefit to the community. It's gotten so many people into the sport of clay shooting as well. I know you, Austin, were able to get into the sport, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But can you talk a little bit about what Bourbon, BBQ, and Bustin Clays is all about?
Of course. So let's start with the bourbon part. We do a very fun bourbon pool. We blind the bottles, we hide them. People get so excited, and then they're surprised with a bourbon bottle that's worth $50 or more. And then let's talk about the barbecue. This year we're partnering with Florida Cracker, which we're very excited because it's a staple here in Florida. So it's good cuisine, good barbecue food. And then for the Bustin Clays part, well, I'll definitely let Austin talk a little bit more about that. But we have such a great background of people. We have philanthropists, community leaders, business owners, first responders. It's like a big group of ladies and gentlemen that come in and join in for the sport.
Austin, if nobody's ever done clay shooting before, how do you describe the sport of clay shooting?
Difficult.
Or golfing with guns.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because it is an athletic sport. Of course, clay shooting is even in the Olympics. It's an Olympic event. You talk about what goes into to clay shooting. When did you first start and kind of hear about it? And how did you get into the sport?
Really through my family. Just kind of raised growing up shooting clays and kind of being around guns. We shoot clays various times. As we gotten older, those have slowed down, but we try to get out there as much as we can to shoot clays.
Yeah, you're a very busy guy, of course, as well, manager of the emergency department at Leesburg. We appreciate what you do as well for all of the people in our area. How do you work that into your schedule with clay shooting?
Really just trying to find time. When there's events put on, it's a little easier to step away because it's a scheduled event. But, really just trying to find time with usually my dad and my brother, who we usually shoot with.
How do you get good at it, too? Because I hear it's kind of a difficult sport. Just like golf, to get into it, it takes a lot of practice, right?
It does, for sure. I'm not the greatest. I will never say I'm the greatest clay shooter. My brother and my dad are a little bit better than me. So really it's practice and repetition and getting used to the clays, how they're being thrown and shot at.
Lili, you manage a bunch of events at UF Health. Have you done clay shooting before? And I know you do the event, but have you tried your hand at it?
So I have not tried my hand at it, but I enjoy watching everybody come together. And like Austin was saying, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad, because we also have prizes for the Clay Conservation Award, which is the worst shooter of the evening. Of the day. They get the opportunity to also win a fun prize. Last year we did bubble guns, and it just blew bubbles everywhere, and it's just a fun experience as well, because it's a way where everybody comes together and shoot for a great cause. And this year we're helping our heart and vascular program here at the UF Health Leesburg Hospital, so that's where all the monetary donations are going to.
Absolutely, and it's so important here in Leesburg Hospital. You guys do an amazing job over there. The entire emergency department does a really good job. I'm sure there's people that you want to thank out there as well for supporting you and just giving you the support behind the scenes as well, Austin.
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, we want to thank, just our team. The emergency department, I describe it as one big team. And really that leads up to the entire hospital as being a collective team, taking care of the patients. Patients first are always our priority. So really just thankful for the team, thankful for my family.
And while this is a sports show, when you think of everything that goes into an emergency department, everything that goes into healthcare, it is a team at the end of the day. I remember going to surgery one time, and I get wheeled into the surgery room, and it's just like a NASCAR pit crew team. Everybody has their jobs. It's an amazing thing. But more amazingly enough is this event that continues to grow each and every year. Talk a little bit about the growth from the first event and now coming into another year of of it coming in this year. It's been so exciting to watch it grow.
Yeah, so this year, it's my third year planning it, and this year we decided to go to a different venue so that we can give our attendees a new challenge because they've been with us for the past 5 years. So we're going to Tampa Bay Sporting Clays, which is very exciting for those that enjoy the outdoors because it's very woodsy. It's very feeling like you're out hunting. And the owner over there, Mike Mesra, was able to give us a tour, the whole foundation team, so that we can see and able to tell our attendees what to expect the day of.
Yeah.
And we've seen the growth where, like, now I think we're about at 100 mark of attendees that are going to be attending this year, and we're hoping to grow even more.
So as far as the scoring for like a clay shooting, how do you score it all as well for people that are trying to get into it? Maybe they've never done the sport of clay shooting. How would you describe a typical round of clay shooting?
Typical round of clay shooting, you can do 50 or 100 shots, and if you hit one, you get a point. If you miss, you don't get a point.
Are you in the same general vicinity, or are there different like areas that you go to? Like how does it line up?
So it's, from previous experience, it's a station. So you would shoot, between 4 and 6 clays at a time. It just kind of depends on the round. And then you move from station to station, and every really clay pool is different. So you're not going to get the same trajectory as the clay before.
Yeah.
So some might be high, some might be low, some might even roll on the ground, which is called the rabbit. Those are usually the most fun to hit.
What's been your favorite memory so far of clay shooting? Do you have any good memories?
Really just going with my family, trying to see who's the best shot and trying to competing against one of each other. We're competitive, so we like to try and outdo each other.
Yeah, and he mentions family, and that's really what UF Health is all about, is family. It's a family environment, especially when you bring this event as well. You've talked about off camera how it's one big happy family when everybody comes together, and it's supporting a really good cause.
Yes, we even have attendees that come with their, I would say, teenagers. It's a good age, and maybe that's their first time shooting with their parents that specific day, and it just creates such a good memory as well. And this year, another new thing that we have is the guest pass. For those people who are a little shy of shooting, or like myself that don't know how to shoot, we have the opportunity for you to experience everything else, see the prizes that we have, participate in the bourbon pool. And one of the prizes that we have this year for our live auction, we have a shotgun, which we're very excited. Carrie Banks from A.W. Peterson Gun Shop. He is a local business owner, and he provided us a gun. And
that is a fantastic gun shop too. That's one of the oldest gun shops I think in America. Actually, it's been around a long time. And Carrie Baker, a great guy as well. So that's really cool that you got coming up. You've done a lot of events so far in the 3 years that you've been with UF Health. Where were you before that, and kind of how did you develop into the role that you're at today?
Of course. So I do have a background in nonprofits. I used to work at the Seymour Johnson Air Force Base at a nonprofit over there that focused on rehabilitating or helping active duty members that were going through a mental health crisis, that being on suicide watch or going through a really difficult time, or even trying to relate or find friends. Basically, what I did was woodworking with them so that they would start talking and connecting with friends. So it was like a friend connection, and it was a workshop, and it's just putting your hands out to work gets you going. So I really enjoyed that. And then once I decided to move to Florida, I was like, okay, where else can I put my purpose? Because I do enjoy the nonprofit world. And then I saw the opportunity, and I've been hooked.
You definitely have.
Yeah.
You've been doing a great job with it as well. And Austin, I know obviously working at the emergency department, sometimes that can get stressful, right? So you got to get out and relieve the stress every now and then. So is that kind of what ski shooting helps you do? Kind of get your mind off things?
Yeah, you definitely don't think about anything else except that white little circle you're trying to explode. But yeah, it does give you a chance to go out and have some fun, even if you're new to the shooting or you're not very good at it. It's still a time to go out there and have fun. And
I'm sure there's lots of people that'll help you kind of show you the ropes as well. What's your advice to people kind of getting into the sport?
Start with the easiest levels and kind of, get somebody who knows how to shoot clays, and they can teach you properly on how to, shoot and kind of lead the clays in the right direction. That would be my advice.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed last year doing the event is not everybody had come in there with experience. Some people, it was their first time clay shooting. So it was really exciting to see a lot of the new people kind of get introduced to a new sport as well, Lili.
Yes, it was awesome because you get to hear the experience afterwards. Because
Yeah.
once when we're starting to eat the barbecue lunch and they're sitting down, just kind of decompressing and talking about just what happened, you hear the wildest stories, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun.
It is a lot of fun. I know you got to go, Austin. I know you got a very important
time.
job, so
right.
we're not going to keep you too long. But I want to thank you for coming on to the Sports Hub, giving us some insight to this great event.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll have more with UF Health.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sports Hub. We are with UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. So we got Lili on with us, and we also got Don on with us as well. Don Currie. Don Currie, can you explain kind of how you're involved with the sport of clay shooting and kind of what you're involved with?
Sure. So I've been involved with shooting sports and coaching the shooting sports from a very young age, and as well as competing. But it wasn't until my mid-30s and I'm 65 now, so it wasn't until the my mid-30s that I got involved with sporting clays, and I just ate it up. It's just pretty cool to blow up something with a shotgun legally, and it's instant gratification, which is so American, And so once I shot it the first time, which was actually in a corporate event, I just couldn't get enough of it. So, but I quickly realized that the skill that I used in rifle shooting didn't transfer very well to shooting a moving target with a shotgun. So shooting a moving target with a shotgun is more about pointing than it is aiming. So I quickly sought out an instructor and realized what I just told you, is that it's more about pointing than it is about aiming. But I still was very enthusiastic about it, started to compete a little bit. Competed for, 15 years or so, and then decided that I was going to go to instructor school. I had gone to instructor school many times for other firearms disciplines, but never for instructing sporting clays. So, but I figured there's got to be something really secret that I don't know that I could learn in an instructor school. So I went to our level 1 instructor course, the National Sporting Clays Association instructor course. And at that point, I just fell in love with coaching and, remembering back of how much fun that I had in coaching in the shooting sports, even though it wasn't in shotgunning. So, I just started coaching a little bit on the side, still competing. And then at some point, I just had to come to the grips that I couldn't do both. That I'd have to either pour everything into competing or I have to pour everything into coaching. So I decided on the latter.
What are some of the biggest competitions you've been a part of?
Oh gosh, the largest competition in the United States is the National Sporting Clays Association National Championship, which occurs the second to last weekend in October every year. We just had it. I was just there, and close to 3,000 shooters. Wow. It's an experience. It's not just about competing. It's also about all the vendors there, and they always have a band on Saturday night. There's a very exciting shoot-off on Saturday night for the top shots, and that's always a crowd pleaser. So that's probably the biggest one. Though it's definitely the biggest one I've been to. I've been to a couple shoots over in England, but there are large regional shoots under the NSCA umbrella all over the country throughout the year, prior to October.
Yeah.
And the country's divided up into, I think it's 7 regions. So we have large regional shoots at each one of those. So
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and it kind of sounds like the Bourbon Bustin barbecue clay shoot that UF Health does every single year. We were talking about Lili before you came on about that event. How did you two kind of meet each other, and how has the relationship developed between you two?
So me planning this event without shooting clays was just researching online and trying to find key people that would help me guide, make the event better and fun, and to make sure that I do it in a way that novice shooters, but also very experienced shooters would be able to enjoy it. And as I was Googling, I found this man. And he had his contact information, and I said, let me shoot my shot. I wrote to him an email. I was like, hi, I'm Lili. I work for the UF Health Foundation in Leesburg. We plan the Bourbon BBQ and Bustin Clays every year. I am in need of a really cool venue, something different, something that's going to bring people together, or even the opportunity to house even more people. And something that will make people feel like they're in the woods. And that's how Don and I became friends, I would say, mostly online. And he has just been such a great resource to ask questions about clay shooting. And if anybody has an idea of, hey, would this, or like vendor ideas, or how to connect with a location that shoots, because he's the one that connected me with Tampa Bay Sporting Clay. So I'm very grateful of that.
Yeah, what was that relationship like when Lili kind of reached out to you? Because you obviously mentioned you like the teaching aspect of it too.
Right.
So you were able to teach her right off the bat kind of what this is all about.
yeah, I mean, I had been involved with another medical company that did shoots on a regular basis. So when Lili contacted me about UF and got actually, Lili originally contacted me saying, hey, we'd really like to hold this event at your place, knowing a little bit about how large her event was and the accommodations that we had at our location. It's a great club, but we don't really have a venue that would be appropriate for that kind of corporate event. It's a great private club over in Paisley, but I said, I think Tampa Bay Sporting Clays, given the area that you're in, would be a better venue. And I put her in touch with Mike Mesra, who's a good friend of mine and is owner of Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. And I taught there many, many times as an instructor. So.
What is that event like over there as well, for the Tampa kind of facility? Because she mentions it's kind of wooded area for people who haven't been there before. What is it like?
Oh, it's a great area, and this sort of middle belt of Florida. It's rare to find such a nice wooded area and shooting grounds. A lot of times our shooting grounds are just bare. There's no trees, and Tampa Bay is a really great venue. It's, as you said, it's all wooded. Almost all of it's wooded. And there's 4 different courses, so there's all different levels of complexity. And normally when they do probably one of the best jobs in the state for accommodating corporate events and charity events and things like that. They really know how to do it, and they usually set up some targets specifically for those events so that we don't punish the folks that are coming to as benefactors of the organizations that they host. So it's a great location.
They even have an area where you shoot off of a boat, and it was so cool because I think for people
the duck boat.
For people that don't really do the sport or go out woods very much or do this type of thing, to see that is like another way to get engaged and participate.
I think too, Don, we talked to Austin before, Austin Simmons, before he came on. He works in the emergency department for UF Health in Leesburg, and we thank him obviously for his service. But for a lot of people, it's kind of like a stress reliever. You kind of go out. It's kind of, in a way like golf. You get out there. It's a peaceful kind of thing. Of course, you're shooting with a gun. It's a little bit different than golf, but it's something that people enjoy doing and kind of getting off of the regular schedule. Is that kind of what you see of a lot of the people getting into the sport?
I mean, there's all kinds of participants in the sport. First of all, what you said is absolutely true. I mean, when you're out there shooting sporting clays, whatever it is you normally think about, you're not thinking about. So it's just it is a great stress reliever because it just totally wipes the mind of your mind of anything that was on it previously. Focusing on the target, moving the gun, pointing the gun to the target. But to give you an example, so there's a category of shooters that we call recreational shooters. These are folks that don't compete, but they just go out to have fun. They might go out with their buddies, or they might go out with their family. The fastest growing segments of the sport are actually youth shooters and lady shooters. So it's just a lot of fun. For those who don't know what sporting clays is, a lot of folks will call it skeet, but really what they're referring to is they're using the skeet term as being more generic. But skeet is a different game than sporting clays, although it's played with the same 110 millimeter clay target. But sporting clays is sort of like golf with a shotgun. So imagine it doesn't have to be circular. It can be any shape, the overall course. But let's say, imagine a circle that's like 300 yards, in diameter.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got, say, 12 stations around, like positions on the clock, and at each station you encounter 2 different sporting clays trap machines, so trap throwers, okay, and they throw targets. So at each station, you have 2 machines that throw a combination of 2 targets, either a true pair or simultaneous pair, where they're thrown at the same time, or what we call a report pair, where the shooter yells pull, 1 target is thrown. Once the shotgun goes off, then a second target is thrown. So it's just a lot of fun. And then you move up in that sort of food chain, and you'll get into those that dabble in competition, and then even those that are very serious about competition, shoot a lot of competitive targets every year. And then there are those pros, so let's say the top 20, top 25 shooters in the country that all compete. And then we also house the World Sporting Clays Championship, and we go back and forth every other year with England in terms of the hosts of that event.
That's super cool. How did you? What's been your favorite kind of memory so far? You've had so many of them in your life so far, but is there any that stick out as far as the sport goes for you?
Well, just going to nationals is unforgettable. It's in San Antonio, Texas. Like I said, it's the second to last weekend in October, and it's just a great experience. But as an instructor, I have to tell you that my favorite part about the sport is helping shooters. It's what I love. It's in my blood, and it's almost like taking an addictive substance. It's just watching the joy in other people's eyes and face when they couldn't do something when they came to me, and then all of a sudden they're breaking targets they couldn't break before. So that's a great source of enjoyment for me.
You mentioned a really good point there too, because a lot of people they've never done it before. I was out at the event last year that UF Health did, and I was out there with a lot of people. It was their first time. There were doctors, there were all sorts of people around from all different blocks of life. I mean, roofers, just
Yes.
depending on what.
Mix.
So many different people, and they had never shot before, and it was maybe their first time, but they had a good time. And at the end of the day, I think that's really a great thing that is being built in our community to try and get people into the sport, because it seems like a really fun sport. What is it like to kind of watch the joy in people kind of come through to this event that you do?
Well, like Don said, women are participating more in the sport. And last year I got a nice group of ladies, and they were there and they were energetic, and it was fun for them. And it was so exciting also to see when one of them won the prize, because we do have the first prize winner. We give them a good plaque with it's like a wooden clay. And they were so excited. And then we also have the clay conservation, which is the worst shooter, and she was also very happy with the bubble gun just blowing everywhere, and she's like, I'll do it next year. And it was actually one of our UF Health staff members, so that was awesome. But then the other thing is, this year we also noticed there was a family who wanted to have their teenage son participate. So the good thing about Tampa Bay Sporting Clays is they also have a waiver that everybody gets to read and kind of see the instructions of how to make that possible. And throughout the event, we've had teenagers join in the event.
Absolutely. Don, how did you get into the position that you're currently in right now? You're also with the National Clay Shooting Association in Florida. How did that develop over time? Of course, you kind of you went through as a competitor, then as a coach, and all of that. How did you get to this current point?
I have no idea. It's sort of a long, intricate story, but to cut it short, I just fell in love with teaching, and I started writing some articles, did my first full-length video, and so I had become somewhat known in the sport. And a situation came up at the National Sporting Clays Association whereby the former chief instructor was retiring, and they asked for resumes of those who would be interested, and I put my hat in the ring. In fact, my predecessor said, "You need to put your hat in the ring." So I did, and through all sorts of twists and curves, I was appointed the chief instructor, and I've been doing that for 12 years. And so about 25% of my time is spent doing that and running courses around the country, along with 15 other level 3 instructors that help me in that endeavor. And we do about 30 classes a year. We graduate close to 200 new instructors, or total instructors. Some of those are level 1s. And then the level 2s and level 3s are more advanced.
Have you seen significant growth in the sport as well?
Definitely, and both in the number of people engaged in it. If you look at the other clay target sports, we are really the one that's we're ahead of the game in terms of new entrants to the sport. So we have a lot of new people getting involved with it. You know, a few years ago, not too long ago, golf was the thing to do at for a corporate event, right? But not everybody plays golf or wants to play golf. So my sister's a golf pro, so I think she'll be okay if I say this. But we're stealing plenty of potential participants in golf corporate events over to sporting clays, because it's just something new. You don't. It's not like you have to have taken. All you have to do is break one, and you get it. And whenever a little white golf ball dribbles into a cup, I never saw a golf ball blow up. So it's much more satisfying to see things blow up when you do things right than it is just to hear that little ding.
Yeah, the caddy shack is the only time I've seen a golf course blow up. So
Exactly.
It's so cool to talk to you, Don, and kind of pick your brain about the sport. Though it's you have a true love for the sport, and I love to see that as well. And you, of course, Lili, have a true love of the community and just getting people together to have a good time. And I think that's a fantastic thing that you do. What is your advice to younger people coming through? Because you have been in this position now, and you've had the ability to kind of create events. Are there any favorite events that you have? Obviously, this one is a lot of fun. But are there any events that you've truly worked that you've enjoyed more than others?
See, that's very difficult because I am the first employee in the foundation to be a hybrid employee. So that means I get to work in Leesburg and the Villages area and Spanish Plains. So there is such a big range. Like, for example, I get to do the clay shoot for Leesburg, and then I get to do the big bike challenge for the Villages and Spanish Plains. And it's the exhilarating because that is a third-party event where our cycling club, Sumter Landing Cycling Club, they join in and participate and just make that, and the energy there is great. And then again, you get to see amazing people. And then for the first time ever this year, 2026 year, we will be doing a joint gala. So both UF Health Leesburg Hospital Foundation and the UF Health Spanish Plains Auxiliary Foundation are joining in to make this big hospital gala to also support the community and the services that we're going to be providing for each community. So it's very exciting. I would say to anybody that wants to participate in any of the events is just try it. If you want to come in with your friends or your family, it is definitely that type of vibe.
Yeah.
Every event that we do is very welcoming, and you can connect also with, the local businesses because we've also developed a partnership with them. One of our vendors at the clay shoot this year, she is a local from Leesburg. She does, her name's Amanda Werner, and she does Heavy Metal Studios, and she does leather work, like leather patches on hats on site. So a lot of our shooters come in and see it and get excited and get to personalize their hat for the event. And another thing that we do is Alan Williamson cases. He does this amazing leather work, and he is also a local from Florida. And he won't be at the event, but he still provided us with a giant shotgun case, all leather work, very personalized. And he's not going to be there because he's out hunting, but we're very excited. And I would say if you want to be an event coordinator, definitely get in touch with the community, because local businesses are your biggest supporters. And then also the companies that have been supporting, because they like to use this day as a team building as well, some of our companies. And one of them is ESI. They have been with this event for many years, and we're very grateful of it because they continue to support, which all goes back to the Heart and Vascular program.
Don, hi. If people want to get involved with the sport of clays and get in contact with you, how do they do that?
Well, they can go to doncurrie.com, DONCURRIE.com, or they can go to the National Sporting Clays website, which is mynsca.com. But the biggest encouragement I would give to folks that haven't done it is just get out there and try it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of clubs, we have about 30 NSCA clubs in Florida. And just go out to a club. There's always going to be someone there who can take you out and sort of give you a jump start on the first station, teach you about safety, teach you about etiquette, and get you started. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, just go out and try it. I certainly give lessons at our Paisley Club, where my shop is, which is a great private club for Central Florida, about halfway between Orlando and Ocala, in that area. And we've been, in one form or another, we've been around for probably 20 years. So it's really a great welcoming club with a lot of locals and some folks that are not so local.
Yeah, well, I can see why you've been around a long time. You're a great guy, and I want to thank you for coming on the Sports Hub, kind of telling us a little bit more about the field of shooting clays. It's a really exciting sport, and hopefully people see this and want to get involved, because it seems like you got a great good thing going on, Don.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And in the time I've gotten to know Lili, I don't know what she has on her business card, but she's really a professional ringleader is what she is. And she's a great connector.
Thank you. I see the same as you. You're a very great connector. I appreciate it.
So.
Yeah, we got a great thing going on here. We'll appreciate UF for their sponsorship, making this happen. We've talked to some incredible people that have come on here. All the high schools that you can see all of the stuff that is behind you. The high schools. We appreciate everything that UF Health does for this program, and Don, we appreciate you as well, and what you've done for Central Florida, and really just clay shooting as a whole as well.
Well, as a guy who has no skin in the game, so to speak, I love what UF Health is doing, and so I just encourage people to get involved, and folks that have the means and corporations that have the means just get involved by helping them out.
Absolutely. And then if Lili, how can they get involved as far as your event goes coming up?
I would say the best way to contact me would be by email. So it would be lili.rodasmedero.ufhealth.org. So that would be the best way to contact me. Or you can also text me at 787-909-0459, because that way I can immediately put you in the group. Or if you would like to be a sponsor, then I can immediately connect you with the right staff member, so we can do that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for coming on to the program. We appreciate it, and best of luck to both of you going forward.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's going to wrap things up here on the Sports Hub. I want to thank Plaza Lincoln and Plaza Cadillac, along with UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola, and we'll see you on the next edition of the Sports Hub next week.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.